like a monopoly by the
Yes. Yes.
providers in certain areas.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really bad. In
Yeah.
Germany, that's better. You can choose freely.
I think it's like okay. So I believe we are live.
Let me see if I can get back on the stream too. So yeah, looks like
Yeah.
we're live.
Sorry about that, guys.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we're live. All right. So, let's see. It just like throws off my momentum completely. Yeah, like yesterday when this whole thing was unfolding, so you have I mean, we don't need to go too much into it because I would assume that most people watching have some exposure to what has happened with Robinhood as far as Wall Street bet stocks and all of that. But kind of saw it yesterday where, it was fairly obvious that the empire was going to strike back, right? Like blowing up hedge funds, retail, Reddit, like there's going to be repercussions and these guys don't play fair. And it was naked and completely open for everybody to see today. Even yesterday, like guy in the group he had calls open for AMC and he was up almost $1 million in profit, but they wouldn't let him sell in the morning. In the morning, TD as well as Robinhood yesterday was fucked up and bugging out and not letting people, make their positions, but or close them rather. And then this morning they took it one step further. And when you say you're protecting your clients in retail, because from what I heard, I think 50% of users on Robinhood was holding these stocks. It might have been AMC, or all of them, but every other user has a vest interest in these stocks, and then you say, hey, you can only sell, but you can't buy. I mean, who is that protecting, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of
And
crazy.
I mean, people like even at first stage, people got hurt so much because since nobody was able to place any new bids, the spread between asks and bids got so wide that people
Yeah.
weren't really able to realize the traded price anymore. Not at all.
Yeah, my wife panic sold AMC at $10 today. She didn't listen to me yesterday. She was like, it's 19. I'm like, yeah, sell. You should probably sell
You
some.
warned her.
She didn't want to
Yeah.
listen. And then today she panic sold. But I'm sure that happened to a lot of people. And now it's up 40% post market. But I mean, the CEO of Robinhood, this guy Vlad Tenev, something like that. I mean, what a little rat. It's just really shitty. So when I saw this happening yesterday, you could kind of see where it was going. And at the same time, we look at BTC and what it was doing. Like it was like down here, but pretty much it had two shots to get below 30K. Neither of them worked, right? Neither of them worked. It didn't stay. So pretty clear that it doesn't want to be under 30K right now. And now the only way is up, really. And right here, so we have two different trend lines. One from the top and one from the complacency shoulder here. So it gives you like a little perspective. This is an MA that might matter. So this area I expect to be turbulent, and if you zoom in, you see it was already. But wherever this goes, I would anticipate this be a dip that you want to buy, as long as we hold this green line. So 32.5, that was kind of my line for if we can start to get price acceptance above. That's very, very bullish. We faked out above it before it dumped the other night. But now that you have like this is the closest thing to me. Like I remember when I first bought Bitcoin, I had just watched the Big Short recently, and I was already aware of kind of what was going on in markets. I wasn't happy about it, and I just had this really kind of like rebellious, revolutionary mindset, and kind of sick of like the little guy getting fucked. And I discovered Bitcoin and I was like, fuck, this is for me, like I'm sticking it to the man. And, this is now there's no other event since then that I can think would have created that type of sentiment in
Yeah,
so many
definitely
people
has been.
as what this is, right?
Yeah, has been transmitted to the masses now,
Yeah.
big time.
People are upset.
Like,
you know? And now they already, most of them, a lot of them already know about Bitcoin. So it's like, this could be the catalyst that really launches Bitcoin like to the next level, as well as DeFi as well. I mean, Uniswap is something
I
we've been
mean,
very
yeah,
bullish on, right?
and DeFi even more so, right? Like once people realize that, like Bitcoin is the obvious proxy, and apparently Doge, of course.
Right.
But yeah, yeah, DeFi is where it's at. That's the alternative. I think the only issue still is that we don't have like a way to get in and out of fiat. You know, um, aside from circumventing the regulators. That's the issue. But
Right.
aside from that,
Right. I mean, and when you say like DeFi as well, like what comes to mind for you as far as
well,
where this could lead?
yeah, I mean Uniswap obviously, but that's only for crypto right now. Um, I think the synthetic asset protocols are going to have a big narrative. So SNX, once they get into stocks, Mirror, uh, INJ, and Yuma come
Right.
to mind. Like all of those could turn seriously bullish. I mean, Mirror obviously already is, SNX already is. Like they already have a narrative, but this could definitely make that even more potent. So
All right. Well,
I mean, we've been riding Mirror for a while, right? So
right.
happy about that.
Yeah,
Sabi
BTC
has
looks
been super
bullish.
bullish on everything in the Terra Luna ecosystem for a while.
100%. Yeah, and like Uniswap, obviously crazy bullish. We'll talk about that one in a little bit. But I think what we'll do
Yeah, but
now, yeah,
the unit chart was actually one of the reasons why I increased a little bit my BTC exposure because it just closed bearish engulfing the daily against BTC.
right.
You want to pull that up?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that one up. I'll pull BTCD up. We'll talk about Doge real quick. Let me just cover BTC. I want to get your thoughts. In the last stream that I did, I warned you guys this level right here, literally to the T. It was like basically right there. Was an area where if you were feeling overexposed to to BTC and you had no USD, hadn't taken any profits, that would have been a good spot to hedge, take some profit, take some off. We got that. It rejected, but we didn't make a lower low, and now we are pumping out of it. Obviously the narrative around Bitcoin, the momentum is extremely bullish. This held. I would expect this level to go the next time we get up there, and that would probably send us to 40K in my opinion. But definitely watch out for that one. We need to cross over 35K, preferably soon. I'd like to wake up tomorrow at like 36, 37. But overall, this is getting close. This is a very steep bounce, and I don't see any reason why it can't break out of this. When we look at BTCD, and we'll talk about Uniswap as well. Obviously, this was, I don't know if that was real, but alts have been the performer, and every time BTC has dipped, we've been looking to buy alts. When BTC dipped, dominance dipped as well. That shows strength in the overall market, in my opinion. And if it's a very bearish market, when BTC dips, dominance rises because people are just straight up leaving the market. They're not trying to buy the dip on alts. They're taking their money and leaving. When dominance rises in a BTC dip, that means it's favoring altcoins. People are getting even more greedy, which, when the market gets like that, you got to be careful. But when it happens on a dip, that's the time where you want to be greedy too. And looking at this, we have a trend line here that's been respected pretty well, broke above it. This was a fake out. This breakout was the big one. Caught this uptrend line right there to the T. This is when I signaled, hey, let's take risk on alts. If we blow 71 and end up around 73, that's where you really go crazy. Happened to be the top. A trade like that, if you go heavy in alts on this candle and just hold on, like at this point, your portfolio could be up astronomically. So you want to be on top of those moves. Now looking like BTC dominance has gotten support. It's going to start to break out. This trend line, I wouldn't expect that to be resistance, but it definitely could be. If it gets a rejection here and all start pumping, this can be a bear flag, and that would basically mean alt season. You also have Doge doing a 5x in a day, so you got to pay attention to that as well. That's part of why I'm like not that bearish on alts here. This 65, 85, 65, 50, this level, this gap fill here, just structurally, it makes a lot of sense. Like you could stop this, and 65.5. That's where it gets dicey. If it blows through 65.8 and you start seeing 66, 67, like then you really need to think about getting heavier BTC. That's my take on that. Doge looks like
just real quick,
yeah.
like I got a similar outlook. I got like 2 boxes up there.
Do you want to share your screen? I was gonna just talk about Doge and then I was gonna hand it all over to you.
Like your chart looks great. Let me just have a quick look at mine, but I think it's pretty similar. Yeah, 64.80, 65.17. I got the same lines as you, I think.
That area, right?
And it's like, I'll watch it there, and I expect a bearish retest at the moment, because I think if BTC gets up into that area, that could be a complacency shoulder, a larger one, or it could gear up for a breakout. Then we'll see soon. Like if it's complacency, then alts will pump like crazy, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of how it works, right? Unless BTC breaks out. I mean,
even then, like in 2017 beginning, like the first proper out season of 2017, they started pumping in unison, right? That happens very, very rarely, but sometimes
it
there's
can
just
happen.
a tipping point in the alt USD charts where they are free to pump with BTC. Like I'm not banking on it yet, but it is a scenario that's possible.
Yeah. So Doge, I mean, I know it's awesome, but I would be careful because Doge basically, like historically, looks like the VIX chart. Like if you look at the daily, like you wouldn't be able to. If I showed you Doge, you'd think it was VIX. Like if you didn't see what it was, because it's pretty much what it is. It just, you get these huge pumps and then months of downside. So, don't be that pleb that buys the top of this. I mean, I'm not calling the top of it. I wouldn't suggest shorting this, but for the most part, like this is what Doge does, right? How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like you get these random crazy pumps, and then everybody acts like they forgot like what happened the last time. So, is it going to be?
Actually,
is it
like this comparison is so interesting because I was thinking about the fact that although alts are basically the most risk on asset, right, highest delta and everything, like in 2018, they actually started pumping when the sentiment was already, like the market was already switching risk off and already sold Bitcoin off. Like they are sucking everybody in when it's actually getting the most dangerous. So it from that standpoint, it makes sense that Doge looks so much like the VIX.
Mm-hmm.
Like I haven't, obviously, like you just told me it does, so I haven't back tested the timing, but it's an interesting observation in my opinion.
Yeah, right. Because I mean, when Doge pumps like this, you can pretty much count on other alts performing for the most part, right? I wouldn't bet against that one, So that's one of the other things that has me like, Now, if Doge dumps, alts don't perform, and BTCD goes over 66, then it's like, all right, well, I guess that's not happening. But the other part is we do have the Wall Street bets component added to this, which could actually extend the magnitude of the pump, right? But ultimately, you want to use stop losses, and you don't want to take crazy risk like buying now. Like can you double it tomorrow? Probably, it can happen. I don't think you need to get out of it, but just realize what can happen if you look at historically.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a relatively safe entry and you took some profits, you can put a wide stop and see if you can ride it out.
Yeah,
Some
that
people,
makes the most
people in
sense
the
to me.
dojo did that.
That makes the most sense to me. If you go below this, forget about it. You want this to be support. So anything below 80 is like real dicey, you know? And it can have, who knows? It might stop people out here and then bounce, but like,
I think you gotta mostly look at the USD chart because
yeah,
the like the people coming from the equity side, they don't care about the sats value at all, and they're not
true,
looking at
true,
that
true.
chart.
But it's the
If
same location for the
yeah,
most part. Let's look at it on a different resolution. So, like this level could be your golden entry if the pump has another leg in it. Like you might get like something like this around here, like a break of 3 cents. So like high twos, so 2.8, 2.9, something like that. In this box, you catch a wick at like 2.7 on USDT. Like I'd play that. I think it's playable, but you want to have a reasonably tight stop on it as well, and make sure when you do the stop, it's on mark because when this thing gets volatile like this, if you're trading like last, it can kick you out on like a scam. But if it breaks below like starts to get to the low twos, then it's probably over. So that's what I would think about that. But Stillman, do you wanna take over for a bit? I'll let you share and you can give your thesis on Uniswap and alts as well because I'd like to hear it actually.
I mean, I don't have that much prepared right now, but
That doesn't
I
matter.
can share my screen for a bit.
Do you think I had much prepared?
No, was busy.
We just do this, man. We do it all day, every day. There's nothing to prepare, you know. And looking
Give
at
me
Uni
a sec.
USDT, it doesn't look that bad to me, to be honest. This doesn't look like anything devastating.
No, no,
That
I was
every
mostly
MA
thinking
is
that.
being respected. Um, I mean, it's like a shitty daily, but it's not the end. That's not like this was a shitty daily too, right? This thing is incredibly
Yeah.
bullish. This is just bullish as fuck. Like I don't see any reason. Like
So,
when we, I'll give you a second to prepare.
are you watching my screen?
No, but I am now. Hold on. Let's give it a second because they have the delay.
Yeah, sure.
So we'll let the room catch up. Why is this not letting me watch your stream? Stop watching. Watch. Okay. Now, for whatever reason, when we do it this way, the resolution is shitty. So I understand why the 480p guy was critical of me. Let's do a pop out. Let's
So
see now.
BC dominance, you already covered this. Already on the daily, this candle started to look suspicious to me, and also this kind of, bottom like this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Didn't
if
want
that
to didn't
happens,
want to
if
break.
that happens on price, if that happens on price, then that's usually bullish. Then we zoom in on the 4 hour, and I already had these boxes here for like potential retest targets. We discussed that. The divergences, although this is not a price chart, worked on the tops. So I also looked at that. So like kind of a slight divergence here. So that was one thing that made me a bit suspicious about our BTC pairs. Then we checked Uniswap, and it was about to close bearish engulfing on the daily, which it did now. And I mean, it has some room to come down to retest this structure right here, right? Somewhere in here.
Yeah.
Which is not that much. Like at the moment, I wouldn't be too worried in alts, and I still got like a bunch of positions open. Just want to increase a bit. And then I've been watching Rune all day because I was curious would be able to break the Binance all-time high here against BTC. It didn't, and now that would also have room for like either retest here on the fib or a little bit lower. I think all of that is possible. Like Rune was actually one of the first coins I discussed in the LPTC stream here on January 13th, I think,
Yep.
12th, 11. That's somewhere here in this structure, which I liked a lot. And I mean, after a run like this, why not pull back a little, right?
Yeah.
Still very bullish in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. And when
And
I was
there's a
looking at
lot of
uni, I
stuff
was
like
looking at
that.
the USDT side. So it might mean
Hmm.
that BTC runs, which we just talked about, is not going to surprise me. And maybe it just treads water on USDT and then loses ground in BTC pairing.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I could see it.
Or
I
just
could see it.
like goes up a little weaker, like at the moment. Now Ethereum is starting to catch up a bit on the USD side. Bitcoin finding resistance where you predicted it. Um, so Ethereum has a little bit of room to catch up. And this was actually the moment when I bought the dip on everything. Like all of this, I gotta be honest, kind of freaked me out when it happened. But luckily, I had this line here, and almost at the same time, BTC was approaching this line, and I was like, okay, like if these lines have any purpose on your charts, then this is confluence, and you got to buy that. So that was when we bought the dip on alts. Luckily, we did that. But yeah, I think like the past days, like even leading up to the turbulence in the markets now have been very, very high, like emotionally high velocity days.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, 100%. In all markets, really.
In all markets. Yeah, and that was like, if you weren't busy being a Wall Street bets degen, just buying everything, that was kind of a mind fuck, like at least to me.
Yeah, I saw that and I instantly made the connection like, okay, this is like a retail mania going on right now. Like Bitcoin, I don't see Bitcoin breaking support here, after it already tested it for a second time
Yeah,
and held. It's pretty much
look at
we're in buy the dip territory.
yeah, look at this support here on the log growth chart. Also, I mean, I wouldn't trade like solely based on this, but if it shows up with the confluence here, that's
Yeah,
nice.
very. So, do you think people are safe then? Let's say Bitcoin does pump and dominance rises. Do you think people are safe in lower cap Uniswap coins at the moment?
If they are like what we looked for was coins that are currently outperforming against Ethereum. I know Messiah did that too, and that was one of the reasons why we picked Mirror. That was one of the reasons why I signaled Octo again. Like that was the third time I added to the Octo position, and it wasn't that beautiful bull flag after capitulation from like a complete crash cycle and bear market.
Yep.
And I like some guy commented on it on Twitter and said, "Oh, why is that a bear market? It's just a 4 hour chart, but that doesn't matter, right? These cycles play out on every time frame all of the time. So if you
Right.
find one with the 4 hour on the 4 hour, that's enough. And it
Yep.
has like
If the bear
100%
market's
more
over, then
to go.
it's over.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's in a bull market, and obviously that also won't last as long as if that were a weekly chart. But it has like still 100% to go to Ethereum all time high, like Ethereum pairing all time high. While Ethereum is bullish, and even if Bitcoin gets a bit more bullish than Ethereum here, I think that's a good bet still. And I would evaluate the charts like that. I mean, in general, Uniswap. Um, Tends to react okay, but at some point the pressure gets like can also be a tipping point, and then you can have that race to the exits, and the gas fees are high, and the liquidity isn't always great on these pairings in these pools. So then you can get hurt, in my opinion. So you need to be aware of that. Like if your position on a like normal day moves like the slippage needle by 3-4%, then imagine how like what happens when BTC really starts chatting and people rush to the exits and try to swap for double BTC.
Right.
So yeah.
All right, good
Some
stuff. I
more
see Chris. I
charts.
see Chris joined the chat as well. What's up, buddy?
Oh, awesome. Hey Chris, what's up?
Rip. He's not on mute, so I don't know. I thought he was there, but
Sorry, I was too far from my mic again.
what's up, man?
I know, but sorry I couldn't join earlier. You got me just as I was going upstairs for supper.
No, it's all good. You got anything you want to share? Yeah, look at that. Yeah, you got the double tops on a lot of these pairings. It's a good call, Stoner.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
another
I
one.
hadn't considered that. Yeah, I mean, it bodes well for BTC. It bodes well for
Yeah.
BTC. Yeah.
And I think they could
What's up,
still
Coin
be
Bros?
bullish, right? Like this one, like DOT could easily pull
Right.
into here, into this liquidity.
Right.
And it could even, like in an extreme case, go down here, and it would still be bullish. It would still be like low, high, low, high, low.
Yeah.
And then you could have continuation once BTC cools off. Because DOT is
What do you
probably
make of
not-
like
not
isolated
stopping here.
coins stealing liquidity as well? Like, let's say Wall Street Bets goes for Stellar Lumens next, a large cap.
I was
And-
I was thinking about that regarding Doge today. Like I bet, for example, that on Binance, I haven't really checked that, but on Binance that must have sucked a lot of liquidity into it, and people like panic selling other stuff. I'm so like I'm playing Binance so rarely, despite like aside from futures so rarely at the moment that I didn't really notice.
Yeah, I recall in 17 there were a couple, the two I can remember where altcoins stole, like one coin pumped and everything else went backwards, was Ripple. When Ripple pumped, I believe I saw like a lot of alts pull back, not all of them, but a lot of them kind of suffered. People were selling their positions to buy Ripple, FOMO into it, and Bitcoin Cash. Both of those two
Yeah.
pumps, because they were large caps that were doing crazy numbers, like the amount of volume needed that they had to generate to pump that much was so significant that it meant that a lot of the participants were selling their bags and buying those two coins, and then it was like a rush to the exit. So other stuff was down like 10% and whatnot in the day, and these were up 30, 50, 70% or more at times. So
Yeah, and then Bitcoin Cash especially, like people feared that the Bitcoin they were holding wasn't the right one, right? So
that was
they really
that was
felt
so
the need
intense.
to
It was
to
intense.
get more exposure to it. Yeah,
It was really
also a very
intense.
mind-fucky thing. And I also remember when ICX launched on Binance. That was also a day where there was so much FOMO and a lot of other pairings just tanked.
Really?
People were like
That was a
trying to buy
crazy
that.
day too. Yeah, the ICX
Yeah,
launch was
I
crazy.
remember waking up in the morning, like right on time to buy the open, and it pumped so quickly. It was a rush.
Someone asked about ICX BTC. This is not good. Well, ICX in general. I don't love this. This probably goes a bit lower. Yeah, this doesn't look bullish short term. Right here. Let's look at it on a higher time frame. But on the hourly, that doesn't look great. But that being said, it's doing this, so it could go back down here. It's not like it doesn't look over to me, but this.
I mean, on daily, it looks like it could be starting an uptrend, right? Like it broke
Right.
the last high
Yeah,
by a little bit, at least.
yeah, it doesn't look
But
bad.
it's similar. It's similar to the others where this would also be logical point of resistance. It's like very close to the bottom of that previous structure.
Yeah, the neckline right here, like, yeah, this makes sense to be resistance. So now it's got to get its feet under it, and if the market trends right, then it'll break up. But let's look at what it looks like on USDT. This is better looking, obviously. It actually made a new high on USDT. So, it's if that's able to reclaim. So let's look on side by side. This is that was a weekly I was looking at. No. Okay, so it's kind of crazy that it's down here yet it made a higher high on USDT. So if this is able to reclaim this wave here and cross over, say 33 or 3400, right? Take out this MA and kind of reclaim this level. on the BTC pairing side, that would probably coincide with this going to like probably here, $1.75. It'll break over $1 for sure. I would say.
That's a good example, like a little bit different than what I was thinking about with the market leaders, but even these older coins have USD pairing tipping points where it crosses that and actually causes the BTC pairing to reverse. Maybe, like at least gives it a chance to reverse.
Yeah.
Interesting dynamic.
Yeah, this, I mean, on USD side, it's starting to look pretty good.
I
So
mean, like Icon, they are trying, right? They
they're
are
trying.
trying the Icon Fi thing.
Yeah.
DeFi on Icon. I mean, OneChain has been trying that for a while
I want to
and
look at
with
Zill.
very mild success, I'd say, in terms of how the chart looks. But I mean, once one of the
Eee,
three
look at this
goes, you
one.
can pretty safely play the next one, right?
So right now, Zill, it's hanging on. It's like hanging on by a thread. Like if
Oh
BT
yeah, the
if
Zill fractal.
if BTCD pumps like this, it's GG for this one. I think. Like it's like trying not to be a bear flag right now, but it might. That might be.
Maybe show people the comparison again for viewers that
Yeah.
haven't seen the last stream where you came up with this.
This might be destiny. Let's see. Yeah. So. Wait, am I looking at the right thing here? This is, oh, that's the hourly and that's the daily. Okay. So you get you get a beautiful run that looked very similar in structure after consolidation. So, I mean, you guys have eyes, right? So you can see the similarity here. Bull flag breaks out. This actually did the double right here. Could kind of similar. Even though this made a slightly lower, but this is like that here. And then it breaks out and makes a high that was higher than the initial high on the flag. So up here, I mean, there's no reason not to be bullish, to be honest. This was a nasty bull trap. Same with this. This is an area where I would be like, all right, this is clearly bullish. And it was a fake out. And you get the dump. It dumps down right back to the same level of the breakout right here, and then does a bear flag that breaks down and then sweeps the whole thing. So right now it's like, when I look at Zill, it's like trying not to be a bear flag. And if this finishes as like a hammer and then you break above, then I would say the fractal idea is invalidated. So above like 225, 230, then I think it has potential. But if this breaks down, I would be cautious. That was the idea. These guys want to take a look at Badger. Look at it first, F, right? Biker
Should I
versus
pull up
Ave.
my Badger?
Yeah, if you have a chart, actually, yeah, why don't you go for it?
Okay.
Had the octo queued, huh?
So, I mean, this is super weird. I might have to pull up Chartex instead. But even when we try
give it a second,
that-
because the stream
Oh, yeah.
has to catch up.
for sure. So
Ave, let's see it.
this
Tell
looks
me
weird.
it's going to the moon.
This looks really weird here on TradingView. But even here, we were able to spot the bull flag after the breakout, and the rest is history. So that looks great. And I was actually looking at Badger USDT versus BTC USD. Bring that up. Like, I mean, again, that's an ugly looking chart, but we can see that there's a trend that's going here. I'm disregarding this right now. So that also still looks fine to me. And let me real quick bring up my Badger chart for Chartex. Change windows. So, okay, this didn't load my chart, unfortunately, because I opened a separate window.
All sorts of technical difficulties today, man.
It's not too bad.
For me, like, Discord was bugging out. TradingView was acting up funny. Just a weird day.
I'll be ready in a second.
All right. Meanwhile, this guy's asking for GRT BTC. I'll take a look at that. Oh.
Damn, this keeps on happening that Chartix doesn't end up saving the charts. That's a shame. I mean, it's strong as fuck in my opinion. That's for sure. And I actually don't want to do what I usually do with my FIBs on stream. So
Yeah, don't do it.
we might have to leave it at that. But I mean, this is obviously in price discovery. It just took the high from this wick. When that happened, that
Thanks,
was really,
Bronson.
really quick.
Appreciate
And it came
you.
back down, and that's when I bought more. I sold some here. I wasn't as early on Badger. I started buying when it was already like here, I think, for the first time. While like others in the group, like Jungle Food, he's been farming it like crazy since forever.
What a call.
Which is obviously also very, very good for the dig airdrop. I had the bunch of NFTs, so I also got some dig. Curious how that's going to unfold further from here. Already got a couple of nice rebases, and staking is going also.
This is
Well,
Badger USD. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
let's see.
that's bullish
Badger.
looking. Very nice. Very nice. Looks good.
I mean, it looks almost the same, right? Because Ethereum has been pretty like ranging in a very tight range for the last 2 weeks. So yeah, also very bullish. But here against Ethereum, we can see that it didn't take the high of that wick.
Yeah.
USD looks great though. So yeah,
USD
yeah,
pairing looks
obviously like
great.
against, we also have this like it's probably the reason against Ethereum it's not in price discovery yet. So naturally it'll have a little bit of a tougher time breaking through than on the USD side.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got a
Like
we got a
Badger
DAG
though, I
BTC
think
request.
I think that with Badger, a very, very interesting thing is that the TVL and the market cap are so like they are way out of proportion if you compare it to other platforms. So I think that's very good, and the team has proven that they're going to continue to innovate in regards of the token utility. Like currently, Badger doesn't do that much, but they already started to like make it more composable with that Sushi partnership, and I'm pretty positive that they will just add more and more utility to the token as time goes on. So I think it's a strong play. Sorry, Jake. Please.
No, you're
go
good.
on.
No, I'm listening.
Yeah.
This guy's asking about Rune. We just talked about that one.
Yeah. I mean, Rune.
You have to
Obviously.
rewind.
very strong,
GRT.
too.
I mean, this looks like it's going to make an impulse move soon, but the same
GRT
time,
actually had news today that they wanted to expand their service to other chains like Polka and even Bitcoin, which would be pretty amazing. Like they are a querying service, but so far only for Ethereum. But that could actually be a nice building block for infrastructure on those platforms too, because like in Ethereum DeFi, almost every other product uses the graph in the background. So that could be why it's setting up a move.
yeah. I mean, this structure here, like what I'm seeing. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits on this area. Like it's like basically it needs to get over this, like you can get a nice pump through this, go all the way up here, and then retrace. So I like playing this short term, actually. It looks like it can go up like right away, but I would be careful of a sell off, especially if now, because I don't know anything about it fundamentally, but Stillman's talking about news. It's a news driven, they release news.
Yeah. But it was like
It
news
looks,
that wasn't
this looks
announced
good.
before, right?
It does
It
look
just
good.
came out, so it's not a sell the news thing,
Right,
I think.
right. I mean, I've seen this before where it's like, okay, it's got to break out above this, but sometimes it's like a fake out, then it retests it, right? And sometimes even I would expect that at some point you'll buy, like it'll break out, it'll do something like this. I got a feeling. Can go right to like up here and do this, capitulate, do this. Nobody wants it here, which is the exact area where people are loading up, and then it takes off like that. Like, I think you get a good pump soon, but if I'm in that and I'm trading it, I would move stops with it. It's like too obvious. It's too obvious here. Like a lot of people will be excited when this breaks out, so you'll get a move. But I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it. Overall, it looks good. I mean, if it pops up and comes back down and hangs out here, like I'll play that. Like frankly, if I have my Binance open or whatever, like I might play this right now even. Just for a quick one. But there's this other one. See, wow, 34.3 was resistance. Yep. Little rejection there on BTC. Let's see. Just a little bit. But it is being rejected here. So eek. Back to this line. You long this. 32.5. That's where I long. On this, 32.5. That's where you long that. See, this is starting to break out. Yep, GRT. I got a couple people asking about PRQ. Do you know what that is, Stolman? Of course you do. I'm sure you. Oh, it's a
No,
stock.
actually, I don't.
It's a stock.
PRQ.
PRQ.
No.
PRQ. Is this?
Let me
What is this?
Bring that up in.
This is. Oh, this is on Uniswap.
Parsec.
Uniswap,
That
right?
sounds like that. That almost sounds like Star Trek. Was it Star Wars? I'm not
Star
sure.
Wars.
Gather
in a bull flag. Yeah.
Never heard of it. Oh, it has a 140 million market cap, and I haven't heard of it.
140 million, huh? Versus Eth. Yeah, PRQ's on Uni. This, right now, I don't touch this. It's not that it's bearish. It's bullish. This is bullish, but I buy like here. Basically, this area. You buy there, and you sell here. Until it breaks out.
That had an awesome 2 months.
Yeah, it's been rolling. It could spend a lot of time like
this.
this.
I missed that.
And when it comes out above, it usually retests. If this retest holds, you buy that, and then it goes. It doesn't leave without you. But if this breaks out, it's going to be another leg, man. It's in price discovery, so overall this is bullish. This is bullish, but these type of waves you want to buy like down here. When it gets low, you buy. And up here, you can be a seller. It's a nice little range there. That's if you want to trade it. It already retested this. So, like $1. If something crazy could happen in the market, you get a wick to $1 and you get filled. But I'm not certain that that's going to happen on this. I would, between like 115, you start buying if it's something you're interested in. Keep an eye or wait to see if it breaks out. I don't know which way it'll go out of this. It can go either way. Whichever way it goes, don't fade it. It'll probably be significant. So, if this has bullish, there's reasons for it to be bullish. The thing is, it's over 100 million already. Like, I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to pretend like I know. But just looking at the chart, looks good to me. If it breaks out of this, then that would probably hold a very bullish, continuation move. Anyone still holding proc? Man. Oh, PRQ is popular on Chan. Okay. All right. DAG. They want DAG. All right. We'll give them DAG. Chris might have a DAG chart. I don't have one, but
I have one.
you got one? Gee.
I'd like to see it.
It's like lower than what we bought it for in 2018. Holy shit. Oh, it bounced off that level. Okay. Yeah, that was easy. You gotta play that. Nice volume, relatively. It's close. This can break out. It can. It's not like it's not a spot where I wouldn't take risk. Let's put it that way. It's got upside. Not bad. Not bad. You want to hold like this level, or at the very least here. Like as long as it stays over like 27, 28, you buy this. Yeah. But overall, this is nasty. But this is kind of also similar, not too dissimilar from
ICX.
Yeah, ICX. Yep, a similar reversal pattern. This is just like when you knife cat. If you buy this, you're just kind of like, fuck, it's cheap. Like I'm just gonna buy it and forget about it. And like look how it went down for 8 months, 7
Many
months.
months.
So like a lot of people did that in the wrong spot, and then it completely stop runs the low here, and then it does this, where it does a bounce, and it doesn't do anything. It goes right back, but it holds. So when it holds like this, these 4 dailies were like your time to buy. As soon as it becomes clear that it's not gonna go to single digits or whatnot. That would have been a great time to take a chance on it. It wasn't something I was looking at, but overall, it's tough to pick the end of this. So if you bought here, I guess you got balls of stone, or you had belief in your fundamentals or whatnot. Balls of steel, rather. But now it's starting to pick up some momentum against BTC. So, could have some nice days in the future. That's how I see it.
It's also in the most dangerous spot right now, right? Like if you look at that last bounce, that was exactly how far it went.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is like the most dangerous spot right now. I would rather wait for more confirmation on a chart like that, or I would wait for a retest of that, basically like the neckline of that cup. Can you phrase it that way? Like basically a retest of that.
The low here. Well, it's closed. It's closed over the low.
Like 30 sats.
Yeah.
You already said it. 26 to 30 sats area. That would have to hold. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what needs to hold. Yeah, the Air Force. Ave for the boy. I mean, what can I say about Ave? It's bullish as hell. Like, I mean, this guy's saying like when Ave moon. Like, what? It is on the moon. This is on Pluto right now. This is like the most bullish crypto in crypto. Insane. Bullish. It's just bullish. SKL.
Isn't up like 25,000% against BTC?
Yeah.
While BTC went to 40K.
It's insane. Yeah. Yeah, it's up like crazy. SKL, like
You'd need like the.
I gave you guys
chart
the
that has both
low
the
on
lend
this
and the RV price action on it.
right here.
But they really they really read the times well and pivoted like at a very very opportune time in the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Props to them. Same with SNX. Same with Ren.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we did our hour, 50 minutes. Oh, they want AMP. AMP USD's been looking good, right? You want to give them an AMP
As
chart?
of late.
As of late,
Actually,
yeah.
yesterday, Nami pointed out that it might be going for it might be entering bear trap territory, and
Oh,
maybe
really?
that's what happened. Yeah, he actually called that and said that he's buying back what he sold.
Entering bear trap territory, so he's buying.
MUSD on Gemini, I take that. Oh yeah, Bitrex, okay, the volume is bad, but...
I think this is bear trap territory, huh? Could be.
Is that actually looking different than the Gemini chart?
It might be. It might be. Good volume down there too on the buy side.
So yeah, it was basically when it did. Can I share my screen real quick?
Yeah.
I'm already live. So basically, he pointed that out when it probably lost the level and entered into this structure. He said that might be a bear trap territory. Which, I mean, now this volume came in here. On other charts, like that oftentimes happens before a bigger move, as you can see here. You also got some volume coming in there in the bear trap. It's not as pronounced as this one. This one would be even meaner because I know like that a couple of larger AMP holders got really, really tired of the opportunity cost while everybody was popping off, and that would be a proper fuck you move if it starts to pump now. I'm curious. This volume is interesting in here. It's like, this is the 4-hour chart now, so that volume happened like not that long ago. Could be something. Like, I still like AMP a lot from the FA perspective, but I also had to reduce a bit. Like, I think Zavi let it go completely and just re-entered in that what he identified as a potential bear trap, and I like sold 1/3 of my position to play other stuff, and that paid off because the market was so hot. But I'm also looking to add to it again. Like, I haven't lost faith in the opportunity here that it could really perform eventually.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Keep an eye on that one. Xavi says it's a bear trap, and he's playing it. I mean, he's got a pretty good track record for these type of things, so I'm going to put it on my watch list. I'm curious to see what it does tomorrow.
Same. I'll set a couple alerts.
I'm going to give H-bar for the people, and then we'll answer...
KJ special.
Yeah, the KJ special. So this is kind of when it got here. That's what I was saying. We're going to get... It's not going to just blow through 1, 2, 3, 4 levels, and not do anything. Eventually, it's got to cool off a bit. I gave a buy signal for this at, 265 a couple days ago. So it went a little bit lower to 250, whatever, but this held, which is good. We want to see more follow through, though. I'd like to see this break. If it gets back over 300 again, I'd say it's very bullish immediately. Then you're looking at 335. Past 335, it's really bullish. So if we can start getting closes above this level, like now we're cooking, like literally, it'll be close to party time. So start closing over 335, I'd be looking for 500 and potentially like even higher. So, this thing's just getting started. Like this can bounce and spend time. Like I said, ultimately hitting this level, that can happen too. Like the bounce off of 250 was what I was looking for, but the volume wasn't significant, and now it looks like it might want to give this back. So I think you might ultimately end up stop running this, maybe hit this MA here. You might get, and especially if you watched the earlier part, we were talking about BTC getting proper bullish, dominance rising. If that scenario were to play out, then I think ultimately you'll end up seeing it around here, like 235 to 240. I think that's probably your next area. But overall, I mean, this is a bull flag in between two bullish levels. So as long as we hold on to these, and you can, and when I say hold on, like you can run wicks and shit. What did I just do? Did I just get rid of all my shit? Yeah. You could run wicks, but ultimately you're waiting for this to break out. This could be a fake out. If this is a fake out, then it's bearish. You know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't really like what it's doing here.
I think,
to be honest,
I think there, like if this season has a shot at doing the enterprise blockchain announcement pumps, then with like the big partners, the big clients that we know from 2017, 2018 with stuff like VeChain, then Hedera is a really, really good candidate for that.
Yeah, this is my pick.
So many,
this is
like
my
hundreds of projects building on them.
Yeah.
Like when we did the research for your video, I was amazed going through that on the website.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So like some people like, hey, just bearish. No, I'm not bearish. Like I'm just looking at an hourly chart here. Like this might give people a good entry, but like overall, I still stand by like my prediction that this will be in the top 20 cap by June. I think this is a great play, and I think it's really just beginning. So overall, very bullish. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Can somebody help me?
I was asking about pickle.
Pickles.
Our resident pickle expert, Junk Food, isn't here tonight. Oh, he is here.
Junk Food, you want to give the FA on pickle?
before the pump, because he was waiting for the deal announcement, was following that very closely. And I think it wasn't all of what he had hoped for it to be yet. But I think like the trade happened, and he said that he'll keep some of the position running just in case, see how it goes. And I think you can also use it for farming. So that's an added benefit of being in that position. I think you should leverage that if you're trading it.
Oracle Hershiser wants to see SLV. SLV. You know anything about that one? Hello? SLV. Oh, silver. He's talking about silver, right?
Can't see it in the chat either.
I think he's talking about silver.
Oh yeah, because of the
Chris, you want to cover silver?
The rumored squeeze on it.
Yeah.
No, this is SLV and XAG. What I trade is not the same thing at all. This is a bag. It's I mean, obviously it's affected by the underlying silver price as well. But I actually cover silver, not SLV.
Got it.
I gave actually a signal to buy on the as soon as it retouched that trend line on the 20 near the 25, which it did, and we are now above 26.28, and that still stands. I think this is a much more bullish asset than gold, which has been stagnant for the past almost 6 months. So yeah, do I like silver? Yeah, absolutely. Do I want to buy it here? No. Gone up $1.50, but I will buy it again once it hits that trend line down below. Now holding at 25.82.
All right, so I think that's about it. Got a lot. We packed a lot in there in 1 hour. Fuck Robinhood. These guys, fuck Steve Cohen, fuck this guy Vlad, fuck them all. I stand with the people as far as WSB. You remember that video when that I did that was like, buy Bitcoin to save America? Do you ever see that video, Stillman? Back in the day.
Oh yeah, I remember
that. It's like that's how I felt. Like I was like all pissed off, and like I was really like today I felt like that. It's like I could feel it, and I know if I'm feeling that way, there's way more people feeling that way right now. And those people are going to turn to crypto. Those people are going to turn to Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, if you feel it and you're already ultra jaded on crypto, so
Yeah.
these
Yeah,
new people don't know it's all a Ponzi. So
yeah, it really reignited the flame today.
uh,
It just made me want to buy everything. Like, just fuck these guys. It's like every time you buy, you're sticking it to the man. You know? Be Roots. Oh, Be Roots in the house. What's up, man? Check out Wriggle Finance. Okay. Sold and rebought, gained an
What's
extra
up?
500. Wriggle. Do you know anything about that, Stillman? No? Okay. Is ICX being
no,
held
Wriggle.
hostage by
Man,
whales?
the market's moving too quick. Where's there some lounge? No,
I don't know. RIGEL. Gotta check that out.
Wriggle, Rigel.
Bunny Cahill asked, when
Finance.
am I doing the next Good, Bad, and the Pumpy? Soon, my friend. Soon. Very soon, actually. Be knocking it out.
Now that's a proper shitcoin. 1 million market cap.
What, Wriggle?
We like that. Yeah.
Let's look at it. I mean, hey. 1 million. I mean, it's going up. That's all I can see. Up.
It's going
Is this
up.
written,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Rigel, RIGEL?
But
Yeah.
it's,
Oh, wow.
Hmm.
Nerdcoin.
I mean, like one of the
I think my internet's
features
like
is that
crapping
it's,
out.
it will be listed on 7x. It's a proper shitcoin, all right.
What's the feature? It'll be listed on exchanges.
It changes. Like it's listed as one of the first features, and aside from that, it looks like I'd say like kind of a farming copy pasta. No, I'm just looking at this like for the first time right now. It's deflationary too, so they really put emphasis on the fundamentals.
Dude, people got wrecked on Doge in the past hour. down 50 sats. Yeah.
Streaming the top.
Yep. I told you. This is VIX. The VIX chart. It's nasty. We'll see. I mean, there's a dip. This can be the buy this. Like, you probably can't buy this. I think. I think you probably can. They went from like 150 to 100, but like now 100 is support. But like this. Well, I don't know, but my internet has been real shitty. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna shut
kind
it
of
down.